Spencer Gallup. How
What's
are
happening?
we this evening, night, whatever you want to call it? Uh,
Morning.
Morning, actually. It might be
Technically
the
morning.
wee morning hours, if you will. This is a late night edition of the Scoop and Score Football Show. How are you, Spence?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Long day, but we're chilling.
Long day. You know what that calls for?
What
A
does that
ripe
call for?
Coke. We know how you are. You have a ripe Coke right there. You deserve it, friend. Get it down, gulp it down, and let's get to business here. Welcome back, everybody, here to
Right.
the Scoop and Score Football Show, episode 43 here, brought to you by Ball N Beatz Media. Before we get into our episode today, if you have not, please subscribe here to the YouTube channel. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast as well, make sure you hit that. That's not the push notification bell. See, that's how you know we're recording late. Make sure you follow us and give us a star rating over there. Go follow us on our social media channels at Ball N Beatz Media on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. While you're at it on YouTube, I didn't say hit that push notification bell, okay? Hit that push notification bell. Spencer, we have an action packed episode here. We have a little fun at the end for maybe our viewers, maybe not our viewers, but just people
Not all
connected to
viewers.
Ball and not all viewers. It's for Ball and Beats Media people, if you will. But we have to start off with reacting to the AP poll. The AP poll votes came out on August 17th. We have our first preseason AP poll heading into week 1 of the college football season, Spencer, and it's always a talking point every year. How bad is it? That's what everyone always wants to talk about. How bad will this look by week 5, week 6?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
the preseason AP poll. There's no need to have it. I think that we honestly shouldn't have an AP poll until like 3, 4 weeks into the season, because then you kind of get a gauge on where teams are at and where they're at, in the standings, depending on their conference, depending on where they stack up against other foes. Their non-conference schedules, I think it shouldn't count, because like nobody knows who's going to be really. We have an idea of who's going to be really good, but there's also number 1 and number 2 preseason last year were Clemson and Penn State, and both those teams were terrible last year, and then they ended up playing in the Pinstripes Bowl this year. There's a lot of different things, talking points that I want to go through. First off, shout out the MAC. Western Michigan did get a vote, so shout out the Mid American Conference.
shout out good friend of
Um,
the good friend of the program as well, David Briggs, reporter in
mhm.
the Toledo area. I am pretty well versed with David Briggs. He's the one who put that vote in for Western Michigan. So we salute David Briggs
Cal
there in the Toledo Blade.
Cal got 2 of them. Cal does
Cal
have 2 votes. Your
Cal
your Cal
and
Golden Bears.
rumor has it I somehow finessed my way into the AP poll this year, so Cal could get votes.
That was
Um,
both of your votes. But yeah, obviously starting out the top, number 1 is the Buckeyes. Um, they got 40 first place votes. And my biggest thing that I can understand why they did it. Ohio State's the sexy team. They're bringing back damn near everybody on the offense. It's the defense that's going to be the question mark, but you trust Matt Patricia with what he's done with the defense last year, which was a big turnover, led by guys like Caleb Downs,
yeah.
and Davison Igbinosun. You had some seniors in there step up, and that's kind of what's going to be happening this year. It's the same thing. You don't have as many, as I would say, but like you have Kenyatta Jackson coming back. You have it's going to be a lot of first time starters, or a lot of starters that haven't had enough playing time, but you trust with what you basically you have to trust them, because Matt Patricia had a generational defense last year in his first year. Um, my biggest thing that I think was surprising to me was there's not a single SEC team with a first place vote. You have Ohio State with 40, you have Oregon with 14, you had Notre Dame with 6, you had Indiana with 8, and then you had 1 for Miami. Georgia, Texas, A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, like none of them. LSU, none of them got first place votes. Um, am I surprised? Yeah, a little bit. I think that like Texas and Georgia should at least be given a couple. Texas more than anything. I think the Longhorns are going to, I mean, it's not really like, shocking news. I just think Texas is going to be really damn good this year.
For
I
sure.
liked I liked their transfer portal class. Rasheem Biles coming in there. I think he's going to be a stud as a linebacker. Their offensive line is so freaking good. Texas's O-line is going to be really good this year. I think Arch Manning is finally going to settle in. I trust their run game. Georgia, obviously, it's Kirby Smart. It's the Bulldogs. Gunnar Stockton's kind of a guy. It's like, I don't know. He's kind of been up and down in his career at Georgia. We'll have to see, but they're going to be very good again. Their defense is going to be really good. And it's just like, it's shocking to me. The AP poll not having any first place votes for an SEC team, and your top two teams are Big Ten teams. Which
Yeah.
I think. Listen, I can consider myself a somewhat biased Ohio State fan when it comes to certain things. If you're asking me right now, I don't think the Buckeyes are the best team in the country. I just don't. Are they a really good team, a top 5 team? Absolutely. I just personally think Texas and I think Oregon are better. I'd have Ohio State at 3, and I'd have Texas and Oregon flip-flop however you want. I think Texas and Oregon are on a just slightly above tier of their own. I just think those teams have the best overall rosters. I don't think they have any holes. I think they have fantastic coaching staffs. I don't think there's a single weakness in those teams. I can point out weaknesses with the Buckeyes, the right side of the offensive line,
Yeah.
the inexperienced secondary, these transfers that are coming in, which, there's a lot, that you trust in. Julian Sayin, do we see a step up from him last year? He did not look good in the last 2 games. The couple things that I know I will trust. I will trust the run game with Bo Jackson and Isaiah West. I can trust Jeremiah Smith to be just an absolute unbelievable player on the football field. Um, and it, but that's like it's like because like the defensive line last year got at the quarterback, but when they played against good O lines, they looked pedestrian. I
Yes.
can't trust the defensive line that much because while you have Kenyatta Jackson coming back, who's a very good player, you're expecting big seasons out of Edric Houston. And you hope he can kind of step up and take that D tackle role and really make an impact. It's just a lot of question marks with that defense that I'm going based off of last year when they played against good teams. I know what I'm getting with Oregon because these guys are all coming back for the most part. It's a bunch of returning players. Texas, you did lose a couple of pieces in your linebacking core, but you brought in a proven guy in Rasheem Biles from Pittsburgh.
Right.
I trust those teams just a good amount more than the Buckeyes. Is it cool seeing them as number 1? Yeah, but it really doesn't matter. And honestly, I think it's a little bit of a curse, if anything.
Oh,
The last time
absolutely.
the last time we were number 1 was 2015, and that's when Michigan State came to Columbus and beat us because we didn't run with Ezekiel Elliott. But that was over a decade ago. So maybe things have changed. Of course, we both think the Buckeyes are going to be a very good team. I personally just don't think they're the best team. But they got 1,672 points overall, and it's almost 100 more than Oregon.
It's pretty
Just about.
shocking.
But it's crazy to me. But just a little bit, going towards the bottom of the poll, we talked about the SEC. That was shocking. Obviously, the bottom with Missouri, Louisville, Houston, and Iowa. Utah is one that I'm a little shocked of. Being 21, they lost a lot, man. Utah lost a lot when Whittingham left. You can trust this coaching staff. The defensive coordinator is now their head coach. I think Utah will be fine. Don't know if they're a ranked team, in my opinion. I think they'll be good, but man, they lost a lot. Iowa is perfect, right where they're at.
That's like the exact
exactly
number.
where they will be.
That's basic.
22.
Honestly, so right now it feels like Missouri and Iowa are just fill-ins for those exact numbers. Pretty
Yep.
much,
25 and 22. Yep.
We'll list off. Let's just go through the whole thing real quickly, just for people who don't know. So we'll start from 25, go up to 1. Missouri at 25, Louisville at 24, Houston at 23, Iowa 22, Utah 21. Said those. At number 20, you have Tennessee, 19 SMU, 18 Penn State, 17 is Washington. 16 is Michigan. You have a two-way tie at 14. We have no 15 because USC and BYU are tied at 14. 13 is Alabama. 12 Texas Tech. 11 LSU. Number 10 Oklahoma. 9 Ole Miss, 8 Texas A&M, 7 Miami, 6 Indiana, number 5 is Texas, number 4 is Notre Dame, number 3 Georgia, number 2 Oregon, number 1 Ohio State. When you're talking down towards the bottom, I'll say I think they got a good amount of those teams right as who should be ranked. I know I'm higher. You and I both like Houston a lot. I like
Mhm.
Louisville obviously a lot, as we said on
Yep.
our last episode. I think both those teams should be higher, but the fact that they're actually ranked, I wasn't expecting either of them really to be ranked. Maybe Louisville a little bit more than Houston. But I'm kind of shocked that they actually made the rankings. Um,
The shockingest thing to me, and it's not just because it's Clemson not being ranked, and I know the hit like last year was a
yes.
disaster for Clemson. It's just so weird not seeing Clemson at all, not even in the bottom half. Now they are the 26 team. They're only 5 votes behind Missouri, so
Yeah.
they're right there. But it's just so weird not seeing them there, man. It doesn't feel right.
It feels like a dawn of a new era with Clemson, and just more so people just like, yeah, it's Clemson, man. It's
You
whatever.
think
That's what they
Dabo's
are.
going to be on the hot seat if they go like 6-6 or 7-5 this year?
I feel like we have this conversation a lot now. The thing with Dabo and Clemson, I think it's such a unique thing because he is really so. I mean, outside of Clemson, back in the like 70s, they were pretty decent. But Clemson was not what Clemson was really before Dabo Sweeney really
No.
came around there. He is the greatest coach in Clemson history. The 2 national titles, 3 national championship appearances, obviously New Year's 6 bowl wins and everything. Um I would have to say I don't think they'd fire him. I believe there'd be more like the wording of mutually agreed to part ways, if you will. That would probably be
Or he'll like go up into like a GM spot, or he'll like
one
go up.
one of those kind of
Um,
things where it's like, yeah, maybe this isn't working out anymore. We love you, Dabo. We love what you've done for the place.
yeah,
But it's one of those where I think that would be more realistic than a legit firing, like James Franklin's gone after 12 years. We're firing you. Get out the door. I don't think it's
yeah.
any of. Dabo's gonna have statues if he doesn't already in Clemson, South Carolina. So there's no way that I would see a firing here by any stretch of the imagination. At least the wording you would hear about it, even though it probably would still be a firing. Um, for me, I think the most shocking thing I would say when I'm looking at this, I'm, I mean, to me, I don't think Ohio State should have been number one as well. I fully believe Oregon should be the number one team based off what they have returning this season. I'll get back there a little bit. I want to go back to the middle of the pack. The fact that Washington at 17, and that's not necessarily me saying that they shouldn't be 17, because I could hear the argument about it. I'm just shocked that they're ahead of Penn State. I'm shocked they're ahead of Penn State. I'm shocked they're right next to Michigan. That just kind of threw me for a loop. But if you really look at this AP poll, you have like the second tier of the SEC, a little bit higher than that second tier of the Big Ten, but they had to just put them all by each other. That's just what
Yeah.
it looks like. So when you go back up to the top here, you see the second tier of the SEC. You got A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Texas Tech in between them, but Alabama right there. And then, they're like, we have to put the second tier of the Big Ten somewhere. So they just put USC, Michigan, Washington, Penn State all right next to each other. You could throw Iowa in there as well there at 22. But I just
Yeah.
I'm shocked Washington was as high at 17. Now, I
It's
will
because of
say
Demond Williams.
it, it's
That's
it is
it's all it is.
it is Damon Williams, and if he can play at the peak that he can, if he can reach certain thresholds people believe that he can, you can trust Jed Fish enough. It's just Washington on the road. Can they win the road games? Because Washington, with this ranking heading into the season, if they get certain wins if they get certain wins that you might not fully expect, say if they get one big time win, one big one. If they go to USC in the beginning of October, they have USC and Iowa back to back games. If they win one of those ranked games, if you go and you beat Penn State at home, so how about this? How about this November? At home against Penn State, November 7th. Forget about the Michigan State game the next week in East Lansing. Indiana at home on the 21st, and then end the year at Eugene.
You go,
But say if you get a win or two there. Say if you get
yeah.
a win or two there, and obviously no real other blemishes on your schedule too much.
If you can win one out of those three, that they have, Michigan State doesn't count. But if you can one out of those three, and you can win the rest of your games, you go 10-2, you'll have a good shot.
Washington is one of those teams that is like, okay, if they somehow
They
get
don't lose at home too. Like Washington plays
they really
amazing at Husky Stadium. They
got
don't lose in Seattle.
Hawkeyes at home, Penn State at home, Indiana all at home, all in Seattle this year. At USC, at Oregon, that's different. But having those games at home might matter a lot more, and Washington might be up there. They might be. And them being at number 17, I still have my questions on how everything will work out, obviously. But them at 17 kind of shocked me. Tennessee at 20 surprised me. Because I rated Tennessee lower. You and I both were kind of lower on Tennessee this year heading into the year. It's just more so we just have to see the freshman quarterbacks, whoever it is, between McIntyre. It sounds like it's going to be Faison Brandon. That's what everyone's saying out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Tennessee is it's just been 8-4, 7-5. Like
9-3, 10-2. You had Hendon Hooker days.
They had that. I mean, they had that outlier year a couple years ago, when they made the playoffs, and then they went to Columbus and got the doors beaten off of them. And then with Hendon Hooker, they had that run. They actually were number 1 in the country for a week, and then they went to Georgia and lost. It's been up and down with Josh Heupel. He's not going to get fired because he's too good of a head coach to get fired. It's just like Tennessee is never going to be in that upper echelon of teams, in my opinion. I just don't. But they'll be good. I mean, they'll be there. It's just like I just feel like they'll be 8-4 every year, maybe 9-3.
I want to head back to the top here real quick. So, two teams who I think did get disrespected with their ranking. It's number 6 and number 7. Because I would personally, if we always have our B&B poll rankings come out, we will have a pre-week 1 rankings that do come out again. We've done our post-spring ball rankings. We did our way too early. We will have a pre-week 1 ranking coming out. I personally believe that Indiana and Miami both should have been higher. Like, Indiana, with what they've done, how could they be 6? How could they be the third
Texas
Big Ten
should
team?
be higher than 5 too.
I know you're higher on Texas. I think that's fair for Texas. I get roster-wise why you would put them higher.
I like Texas A&M, and I have roots down there, family. They're my favorite SEC team. They shouldn't be 8. I don't think right now. Like, I had them in the playoffs obviously in the preseason. Last week I said they were going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know if right now I would put them at 8. I need to see it.
You got to watch it play out.
I need to see it with the trenches, with the O line and the D line. What they lost, I need to see it
for sure.
But then again, it's like none of this really matters. I mean, this is all going to work itself out. I mean, hell, we have 1 versus 5 in week 2. That's going to really shake things up. You have 4 versus 7 at some point in the season. You have 1 versus 2. It's all going to work itself out. That's the best part about it. I don't know if Georgia and Texas play each other this year or not, but
well, Georgia and Alabama do. That's for sure.
Yeah,
they played Alabama. Georgia has Alabama. They have Ole Miss. They have Missouri, Oklahoma. Week 4.
Texas does not play.
A lot of people aren't talking about Oklahoma against Georgia week 4. That might be one of the best games in the SEC this season. Of course, you get the Alabama-Tennessee game. Since we were talking a little bit about Tennessee, how about this? That those two are going to wear their home uniforms the next 2 years against each other?
Yeah.
3rd Saturday of October?
That's cool.
That's absolute cinema.
OSU and Michigan should do that.
They absolutely should. The fact that they haven't yet is so insane. When you have those colors that just clash, it would look beautiful.
It would work so nice.
I just don't understand why they've never done it. It makes no sense to me, but some other ones I do just want to mention. Some teams I felt like who I would personally put higher right now. I would have USC and BYU both higher than them being tied at 14. Obviously, Texas Tech has done what they've done. They deserve the nod. I do have more questions than I think the rest of the country does. You and I are both BYU people this year. I think BYU deserves a little bit more credit than what they've been given because they only lose to Texas Tech and nobody else.
Yep.
So I think BYU should be right around that 10-11 range if I were to put them somewhere. And I think USC should be right around 10-11 as well. I think they should be a little bit higher. I believe that USC is legit this year. Now, obviously, we like you said, we need to watch everything play out. And if I had my vote, that would be my vote. But I really like the USC a lot this year. I have them in the playoff. Um, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be so good, dude. I really do. I love Jaden Mayava. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You have King Miller. You have Wayman Jordan at running back. You bring
They got a
in
hell of a schedule.
they do. They do. And I'm going to pivot to another team I want to talk about who's had that same talk around them. But yes, USC, I think they're very legit. Schedule is rough. Schedule is rough. You know who else has had a rough schedule and it really hasn't mattered? Oklahoma. Oklahoma should be higher than where they are at number 10. I'm shocked. In fact, I'd probably put them ahead of both Ole Miss and A&M. And you already know my preseason prediction.
Ooh, boy.
You know my preseason prediction about Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh, this schedule.
But you talk, yeah, you said. But here's the thing, Spence. We said this last year. We said this last year, and what it didn't matter. They still made the playoff. Yeah, they choked against Alabama, but they still made the playoff, and they had a home game. We said the same thing, and on paper, this Oklahoma team is better than what they were last season. If John Mateer is healthy, the running game should be night and day better this year. The pass game will be a lot better because Isaiah Satania has friends with him now. He has some running mates. He has Parker Livingstone coming from Texas. He has
the problem. The problem is Oklahoma could start the season off 2-3. I mean, they play UTEP at home, then they play at the Big House, they play at Michigan, then they play versus New Mexico, and then the next two games are at Georgia, and then the Cotton Bowl versus Texas.
They absolutely could.
And then at the end of the year, they still play Ole Miss, Texas A&M. They play at Florida. They play at Missouri. Like, I don't know, man. It's just the offense. Like, the defense is going to be completely fine.
The defense might be the best in the nation this year with the return
The defense is going to be fine. Them and Alabama are going to have the best defenses in the country. It's just the offense, man. They got to get clicking. And that was their whole issue last year. Their offense was hot and then super cold. And then they got hurt with John Mateer. Mateer came back, and it took him a while to get going. But if he was a Heisman. He was a Heisman finalist at one point during the season before he got hurt. Like, he was just chucking the ball down the field for Oklahoma, and it worked. This is also a massive year for Brent Venables. Like, if they don't make the playoffs, then they really need to look inward on things.
A little bit. I don't know if he'll be fired. It depends on if it's like if they have a 5-7 year, then you might see someone maybe exit the door. But if they just miss the playoff, or if they go like 8-4, maybe even 7-5, depends on how that 7-5 really looks. Maybe he'll still be all right in Norman. I don't see a world where that happens. I just don't see a world where this team is 8-4 or worse, even with the schedule, because we made the same arguments, like I said, last season, and they went 10-2. They went 10-2, lost in the first round of playoff, ended up 10-3. This team is better on paper. This team is
really going to find out
better.
This team week 2 when they go to Michigan. We're going to find out if they're for real or not. And that goes for Michigan, too. That goes for – this is a make-it game for both of them. Like, for sure. This is early on in the season. It dictates where you go all the way down. Like, both of these teams are kind of, at least in my opinion, just on the outside looking in playoff-wise. Whoever wins this game is going to have a road to where they can easily make it, because this is a win that would take you over the top.
Absolutely. One more team I want to mention. I want to talk Notre Dame at number 4, because I know, like you said, you would have Oregon, Texas as like your 1-2.
Yep.
For me, it's Oregon, Notre Dame. And I know the schedule. I hear it. I
You want me to go through it? You want to look at this?
I know the schedule. We can talk about who they play. They play
Their
Moscow.
first 6 games are an absolute joke. I mean, this is like playing Michigan School of the Blind and Deaf.
I'm gonna
They
sit here and
play
say this.
Wisconsin, they
I'll let
play
you.
Rice, Michigan State, and then whoa, they have 2 road games at Purdue and at North Carolina. Whoa, whoa, settle down. And then they play Stanford, and then we finally get to some of their games. They play at BYU. That's the only road test this team has this entire season because the 2 biggest games that they
Navy's
have
one of the
left
best in the
are
American. Not am I not wrong about that? They get to play Navy in Is that in
dude,
Annapolis or is this
dude.
is this in
No, I'm not
Baltimore?
falling for that because
Oh,
Navy
that
always
game's in.
gets absolutely obliterated by Notre Dame. It don't matter what the rankings are.
That is
We said
facts.
this last
We
year.
do
No,
see
no.
them play every year. That's a good point. That game's in Foxborough, by the way. It's in Gillette Stadium. Um, yeah, you can keep going off and rattle off that schedule there. It's pretty fun.
Miami. I mean, the Miami game is big, but that's in South Bend. They play SMU. SMU's going to be good. That's in South Bend. I mean, they're gonna go. I just don't see them losing a game. I mean, if they're gonna lose any of these games, it's gonna be Miami. It's gonna be Miami going into South Bend and winning. I love BYU. I just think Notre Dame, and I'm not like them trashing their schedule and saying Notre Dame is a really good team are two different things. But they can coincide. Yes, they have an awful schedule, but yes, they are a very, very good team. Notre Dame's going to have a great team this year. Um,
Yes.
I think people really need to. They did lose both of their running backs, and I think more people kind of need to take the fact that they did lose Jeremiah Love and they did lose Darian Price. Um, but I fully trust Marcus Freeman. I think he's a fantastic head coach. I think he's going to be an NFL coach at some point in his career. But he's got a good thing going at Notre Dame. They don't have to play anybody for 12 games, and then they can go in and make the playoffs every year. They'll probably win a national championship at some point. I mean, it's how it is.
Yeah. When you're talking about the running game, I do think he didn't get a lot of action necessarily, but when he did, he was very productive. Aeneas Williams is going to be pretty good. I mean, he averaged over 9 yards a carry last year. He had only like 24, 25 touches though, but he, when touched the ball, did score and gained yards. I do think the running game, I don't think is as much of a question. Um, in fact, I would say if there is one team who might have completely zero questions across the board, it would probably be Notre Dame. Would be I'd have no questions about
Might be
this team.
Oregon and Texas.
Or the thing with Texas is you can't have questions simply because of coaching staff. Will it work? Even though the coaching staff's very elite, it's more so is Arch Manning really like the greatest thing we've ever seen, like everyone tried to tell us before last season, or is he just a very good quarterback? And is he just a good quarterback? We saw a lot of not good quarterback play from him last year. Obviously, really good play at the end of the year though. But with Notre Dame, I don't think the schedule is as soft as people want to say, because I'm going to say this. I think Wisconsin week 1 is a lot tougher than people think, specifically for the fact that this is in Lambeau in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is a little bit better than people want to give them credit for entering the year. I know it hasn't been pretty for Luke Fickell by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't help that he hasn't had a quarterback be healthy after like week 3. That doesn't help. But Colton Joseph is a guy who I think can change that. And he has fixed the coaching staff. I think that game is going to be a lot closer than people think. At least right now, I'd project that. Yes, Rice, that's a fill-in. Michigan State, I do like Michigan State just a tad, but that's going to be an easy game for Notre Dame. At Purdue's whatever. At North Carolina's whatever. At Provo, at Provo's going to be electrifying. Okay, are you the Catholics versus the Mormons? Oh, brother, that is cinema. That is absolute cinema for that game on October 17th
Yeah,
in
it's their
Provo,
only road
Utah.
game they have to play
It's
this year.
beautiful. The Miami game might be the game of the entire year, period, across college football.
Yes.
Probably the best offense in the nation. If I had to guess preseason wise, I would probably say Miami's offense might be the best in the country this year against just one of the best overall teams period in Notre Dame. So that's going to be amazing. And you can never count out SMU. SMU has the most wins in the ACC since they've joined the ACC. So SMU is a legit team. I think there's a 3 or 4 game schedule for Notre Dame. And we know Notre Dame in the past, no matter how good or bad Notre Dame's been, they've had that one game or those 2 games where you look and you're like, how did they only beat Wake Forest by like 11? They should have beat them by like 40 or 50. You know what I mean? They always have that game against one of these mediocre ACC teams where you're just like, why did they not blow them out? There's some of these games to be had for Notre Dame like that. But I do think on paper, this team is probably the best Notre Dame team in our lifetime that we've been able to see.
Well, hey, as long as they don't have to play Ohio State in anything, they'll be fine. So
it's a very good point. It's a very good point to have. You never know, though. Who knows? Maybe they'll finally.
Was it 1936?
1936, I believe, was the last time they beat Ohio State.
What a sad program. What a sad program.
Hey, that's history. That's a cathedral of college football, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if
have
you ever been to South Bend? Have you ever been to South Bend, Indiana?
Yeah, my family lived in South Bend. When my grandmother moved from Texas, she lived in South Bend. And there's a chocolate factory that my uncle worked at there.
Yes.
And I would go to that chocolate factory whenever we'd visit them in South Bend. We'd go by Notre Dame Stadium. They're massive Notre Dame fans. I just have never liked Notre Dame.
The Golden Dome, Touchdown Jesus. I've been to a spring game at Notre Dame. I've been on campus there. It is, for any college football fan, even if you hate them, if you despise Notre Dame, because here's the thing, you either love Notre Dame or you hate Notre Dame. There is no in between. There is none whatsoever. Yeah. You still have to visit. It's still it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
It's a nice campus. It really is. Stadium's nice. I mean, Touchdown Jesus. The whole thing's nice.
2 weeks. 2 weeks we'll have our B&B poll week 1 rankings come out. You can see the true official rankings here at Ball N Beatz Media. You don't need to listen to any other sources because our rankings are the true ones. We have our own polls this year for both of us coming out weekly. So keep an eye out for those throughout the season. It's time to pivot. But while we pivot, I'm going to take a little sip of water here. Number two of the show. And while I do that, make sure you guys subscribe here to the YouTube channel and you hit that push notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos. Pretty much everyone who has watched our YouTube channel within the last year, if you will, has not been a subscriber of the YouTube channel. So while you're here, you might as well subscribe and you might as well hit the push notification bell to stay up to date on all of our new videos, okay? Short form content, our podcast here that we do, maybe some other content in the works. Who knows? We'll have to maybe disclose at later dates. We'll see. But while you're at it as well, go follow us on our social media channels as well. On Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Ball N Beatz Media. And also, if you're listening to this, make sure you give us a follow and a star rating if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you may get your podcast. Spencer, NFL playoffs. Way too early. It's our preseason NFL playoff predictions. Our Super Bowl predictions. Who's the random team who's going from worst to first in the division? Who is going to be a random wild card team no one's expecting? We're going to have it all. We're going to have it all right now, right here. We go. Spencer, let's just run through our division winners first out of the AFC and the NFC. Let's go 1 through 4 each side. So let's start off on the AFC. Who do you have 1 through 4?
Okay, my number 1 seed in the AFC going 13-4 is the Houston Texans. My number 2 seed out of the AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens at 12-5. My number 3 seed out of the AFC West is the Los Angeles Chargers. And my number 4 seed out of the AFC East is the Buffalo Bills at 11-6.
Okay. So you have Houston at 1. At 1. The greatest defense since Legion of Boom, probably.
Yep.
Feels like anyway.
Tank
That's a
Dell's
lot
back.
of
Tank Dell's like
yes,
CJ Stroud's like buddy.
that's
Like
correct.
he's not good without Tank Dell.
But Jaden Higgins is now out for the season with a torn
Yeah.
ACL as
Well,
well. Here we.
oh well.
So I'm
Wide
not going.
receiver
How
3.
many injuries are going to happen in the preseason? By the way, I think every day there's like 5 new
A new
ones.
guy. It's ridiculous.
This has
Ridiculous.
been
Tyler
absurd.
Biotish just got out for he's screwed for
The
this season.
Chargers can never have a healthy offensive line to save
Nope.
their life. At least the tackles haven't gone.
The
I'm
Lions,
gonna knock on wood.
Cade Mays, he's going to be out for a couple months. Like it's everybody.
It's everywhere right now. All right. So number 1 for me in the AFC, finishing 13-4. I have the AFC East champs, the Buffalo Bills, at number 1. Number 2, winning the AFC South. I agree with you. They're going to win the AFC South. I don't have them at number 1, though. I have the Houston Texans. Number 3, AFC North champions. If you have kept up with our short form content, you'd know who I have winning the AFC North. It's a hard division to pick, but if this guy is healthy, and I think this defense is going to be much improved this year, I've got the Cincinnati Bengals winning the AFC North, and they're going to finish in 3rd place. And number 4, my winners of the AFC West, the Los Angeles Chargers as well. So we have 3 of the same 4 in the top 4, just different division winners. Spencer, go to the NFC.
Hold on, let me go down. All right. My number 1 overall seed from the NFC West. I don't really think I have to say it. Going
Arizona?
15 to the Rams.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
The
The Cardinals, baby. Jacoby Brissett is going out with a bang.
Let's go. Come on, man.
I have the number 1 overall seed of the entire playoffs, the Rams at 15-2. Winning the NFC West. My number 2 seed out of the NFC East is the Philadelphia Eagles, going 12-5.
Okay.
My number 3 seed out of the NFC North is America's team.
Stop it.
The Detroit Lions.
Stop it.
Talk to them.
Stop it.
At 11-6. The Lions
They'll
will go
be lucky to
11-6
not finish last. I'm just
and
kidding.
win the NFC North and bring it home where it rightfully belongs. And out of the NFC South, I have been convinced. I have been
Wait, what?
swayed.
Wait, what?
I have been swayed.
Wait, what?
Winning the NFC South is the New Orleans Saints at 10-7.
What? No, you
Yep.
haven't. You have
Yep.
not. Why? Well, this is breaking news to me. I had no idea this was coming.
Yep.
Why have you been swayed?
Because I think the NFC South is bad, and I just think that the best quarterback might be Tyler Shock, which is sad. And it's the fact that he had a good rookie year, but he was okay. I just think someone has to win in this. I don't think the Panthers are real. I think the Buccaneers are fake. I just think, and Atlanta is going to be Atlanta. And Atlanta's got all these injuries and suspensions on defense with James Pierce Jr. And it's, I don't trust Michael Penix Jr. I don't trust Bryce Young, and I don't trust Baker Mayfield. And I don't really trust Tyler Shough, but out of all those 4, I will probably trust Tyler Shough just a little bit. And I like Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator for that team. Even though he's the head coach, he calls the OC. He calls the offensive plays. So give me New Orleans.
Wow.
Nolans.
Wow. Buddy has come full circle with the New Orleans Saints propaganda that I have been pushing. And honestly, the city of New Orleans owes me like a beignet, or they owe me a bowl of gumbo for this.
Jordan Tyson's hurt, and Alvin Kamara is now hurt. So
Jordan Tyson is hurt. He's out for 2 months, but at least a month of that is not actual football season play, which is okay. If this was in season, I'd be a little bit more worried.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play week 1. Let him rest up.
But I watch for Bryce Lance to be very impactful in the wide receiving core for the Saints. I think he's going to do pretty good, and was already going to do pretty good anyway as a very good wide receiver 3. He will step in and do just fine next to Chris Olave as a rookie. And you did mention Alvin Kamara being injured. They got Travis Etienne, who's probably, if I had to guess, probably going to get a little bit more snaps this year anyway than Alvin Kamara, even though Alvin Kamara is a proud New Orleans Saint. Because Etienne currently, I would say, is a better running back at the current state that Alvin Kamara's in, even though Alvin Kamara at his peak was one of the best in the league. To my division winners in the NFC, I can only imagine who I also have at number 1. It's the Rams. Number 2. Number 2. The winners of the NFC North, back-to-back champs in the NFC North, is the Chicago Bears. They will be the 2nd seed in the NFC. Number 3,
Terrible.
the winners of the NFC East. And you might think it's Philadelphia. No, it's not Philadelphia. Not this time. You think, oh, well, the Giants are pretty new. They got John Harbaugh in town. They got Jackson Dart. They got Cam Scatterbo. They've got Odell Beckham back in the Gotham City. It's got to be the Giants, right? They're the hot shot pick everyone's wanting to talk about, right? No, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas will win the NFC East. They are my number 3 seed in the NFC. And number 4, my beloved New Orleans Saints. Of course, they were going to be number 4. They weren't going to be number 1, number 2, or number 3, but they will be number 4. The Saints win the NFC South. Sadly, Spencer has to agree with me, but I appreciate the fact that we have pushed him this way. We have pushed them this way. So, Saints fans out there, I commemorate you. Shout out Pete Werner, by the way.
See you week 1. See you week 1.
Spencer, who are your wild card teams 5 through 7? Give me your AFC first.
Out of the AFC, my number 7 seed is the New England Patriots at 9-8.
Okay.
My number 6 seed out of the AFC North are the Cincinnati Bengals at 10-7. And my number 5 seed out of the AFC West, the Denver Broncos at 10-7.
Okay. Okay. So you don't have Kansas City. You don't have Kansas City making the playoffs.
I do not have the Chiefs making the playoffs this year. Mahomes' health is way too unknown. I think they have a lot of holes on that defense. They just lost both of their corners, and I know they drafted Mansour Delane. He's a rookie. We'll see how he does. Their defensive line's getting older. Their offensive line is not very good. It's a lot of question marks, man.
You have Denver returning.
Yep. That defense is very good.
That defense is very good. Now, before I even get into mine, I will say I don't have Denver in the playoff. I do not have the Broncos returning. I have more questions than I thought I would about Denver heading into the year. Because, one, you just have Sean Payton not calling plays. You have Davis Webb, new OC for the Denver Broncos, calling plays. We'll see how that pans out and if there will be some ego problems there in Denver. 2, how good will Bo Nix be post-injury? Really is one of my biggest questions more than anything. How good will Bo Nix be after his ankle injury? And there's just something about this offense that just kind of scares me a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit, a lot of it this season. I don't know. I have some questions about Denver that I just wasn't necessarily expecting at the end of the year. So I'm not as high on Denver this year, so they're not in the playoffs. Number 7 for me. Yeah, I'm okay with being bold. You know me. I'm not scared of it. And this is a franchise who I have notoriously been monumentally wrong about. So bad that they got the number 1 overall pick. A year I said that they would do the exact same thing I'm predicting them to do right now. I have this team finishing 2nd in the AFC South. I expect this coaching staff to come in year 1 and make a serious impact, and I believe the quarterback for this team will take a massive jump his sophomore season. I think the schedule is fair enough for this team at 9-8 and finishing 2nd in the AFC South. Number 7, I have the Tennessee Titans back in the postseason. Yes.
Wow.
Number 6, also at 9-8, I have the Kansas City Chiefs at number 6. And number 5, I have the New England Patriots back in the playoffs.
No Ravens.
No Ravens. They were one of those teams hovering around the 8, 9, 10 range, just outside looking in. The thing with Baltimore is how drastically improved will the defense be this year? It was not great, even though they had a lot of young pieces. I'll give you that, specifically on the defensive line last year. But now, what really they won't have Nate Wiggins this year. Nate Wiggins is out. Nate Wiggins is out. Will Mike Green take a big step? How will it be in year one under Jesse Minter? I believe in Jesse Minter as a coach. I believe in you can't really go wrong against Baltimore, period. But it's been a long time since Baltimore hasn't had a coach with the last name Harbaugh. Okay. It's been a very long time. How will it translate year one? This feels like a kind of make or break it year a little bit for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Just a tad. And it's not necessarily like a we want to move off Lamar Jackson kind of thing. It's maybe a more of a Lamar Jackson. Could he theoretically, this is just all theoretical talk, could he move off of Baltimore? Could he want maybe out, depending on how the season goes? I mean, Derrick Henry, still serviceable. Zay Flowers, very good. Still got Mark Andrews, but I kind of wish I would have had Isaiah Likely if I was Baltimore this season. A little bit more than Mark Andrews, would I not? That's my opinion, at least right now, with how Mark Andrews has looked. Baltimore could easily still win this division because it's the AFC North. The AFC North is very bipolar, but yet it is the black and blue division for a reason. So it's not like
Where are the Browns?
Hey, I'll say, if the Browns had any quarterback this year, I'm telling you, Cleveland would be so serious. If Cleveland just had any competent quarterback,
They do. They have Deshaun Watson. He's a Pro Bowler. And Shedeur Sanders. He's also a Pro Bowler. How about that? Two of them on their roster. How about that?
We can ignore Cleveland just for a second, just so my blood doesn't start to boil. Spencer, who's your wild card teams out the NFC?
My number 7 seed is the Chicago Bears out of the NFC North at 10-7.
Okay.
The NFC North is going to beat up on each other this year. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yes.
My number 6 seed are the Dallas Cowboys at 10-7 out of the NFC East. And my number 5 seed out of the NFC West at 11-6 is the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. It's pretty funny because I just noticed at least one of our matchups is the exact same, but just completely flip-flopped. Because at number 7 for me, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 7. Yeah. I have them. The thing is with Philly, I have a little bit more like how good will Jalen Hurts be this year? Will they be they could be better without AJ Brown, to be honest. Who knows? Maybe they are, but I don't know. Yeah,
Mekhi Lemon.
Mekhi Lemon, Eli Stowers, obviously Devontae Smith. They have weapons. It's Philadelphia. You can trust Philadelphia.
And that defense is really good.
The defense is really good, but I still think they're going to be good enough to make the playoffs. I just don't know if they'll win the division. I don't know if they will be what we've been used to with Philadelphia, if you will. Number 6 for me is the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks at number 6. And then number 5, sadly, is the team in the blue flag above your head there, the Detroit Lions at number 5. So break down your matchups here, both sides.
So in the AFC, I have the number 7 Patriots at the number 2 Baltimore Ravens. I have the number 6 Cincinnati Bengals at the number 3 Los Angeles Chargers. And I have a rematch of a playoff game last year in the number 5 Broncos at the number 4 Buffalo Bills. And then in the NFC, I have the number 7 Chicago Bears at the number 2 Philadelphia Eagles. I have live from Logan's living room, the number 6 Dallas Cowboys at the number 3 Detroit Lions.
Yes, that would be directly in my living room for sure. That's John Cena versus The Rock, right?
That is matchup of the century right there. Me and your dad would be going at it for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, that would blood would be shed and tears would be shed.
Please let that happen. I would love to.
Hopefully Dan Skipper is in an actual,
Yeah, can actually report. No, Dan Skipper's gone. He retired.
Maybe he will be back for that game in particular.
Just one game, just to report eligible.
Just one game.
Report on duty. And then I have a playoff game from a long, long time ago that is memorable for some Seattle fans. The number 5 Seattle Seahawks at the number 4 New Orleans Saints.
Ooh.
Beastquake. Shout out Marshawn Lynch.
Shout out Beastquake. What a game. What a game. The 7-9 Seattle Seahawks beating the reigning defending Super Bowl champs in their
Yep.
home field simply because they won the division. Crazy work. For me, number 7, I have an in the AFC, I have an in-division battle in the wild card. Number 7, Tennessee Titans going to Houston to take on the number 2 Houston Texans. How about this one for Bengals fans out there? Number 6 Kansas City going to Cincinnati, the number 3 ranked Bengals. And then I'm pretty certain, if my memory is correct here, we have a wild card rematch from this past season, as I have it flip-flopping with the New England Patriots at number 5 going to SoFi to take on the number 4 Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
So we have a rematch there. In the NFC, like I said, first match, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 7 going to Chicago to take on the Bears, my number 2. Number 6, Seattle going to Jerry World to take on the number 3 Dallas Cowboys. And then I have the Detroit Lions at number 5 going down to my beloved Bayou in the Caesar Superdome, or whatever they want to call it now, taking on the New Orleans Saints. Spencer, let's break down the wild card. Who you got moving on to the divisional round?
In the AFC, I have Baltimore beating the Patriots at home, the number 2 over the 7. I have the number 6 Cincinnati Bengals going into SoFi and defeating the Chargers. The Bengals are moving on to the divisional round. And then I have the Buffalo Bills taking care of the Denver Broncos at the new Highmark Stadium. The Bills move on. And then in the NFC, I have the Philadelphia Eagles defeating the Chicago Bears at Lincoln Financial Field. I have the Detroit Lions defeating the Dallas Cowboys at Ford Field, defending the Den and moving on to the divisional round.
Okay.
And then I have the Seattle Seahawks defeating the New Orleans Saints at Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Stop it.
And the Seahawks do what they did years ago with Beastquake, and they beat the Saints.
Stop it. Stop it. So sad. So sad. It's pitiful. It's absolutely pitiful. For me in the AFC, I have Houston beating Tennessee, moving on to the divisional round. At the 3-6, Kansas City versus Cincinnati, I do like the Bengals to win that and move on to the divisional. It's hard to see Kansas City being a legit playoff contender. Like, they can make the playoff. It's just so hard to see. Obviously, Mahomes
Weird
and
to
everything,
say.
but it
This
is
is
weird
really
to say.
weird to say.
Cincinnati moves on there, and with the Chargers and the Patriots, it's so hard because the Chargers just have not figured out how to win a playoff game. They just haven't with Justin Herbert. But that ends here. The Chargers will get a playoff win at home, and Justin Herbert will finally get his first playoff win. Buddy is engaged to Madison Beer. He gets to play football in Los Angeles. He's getting paid millions upon millions of dollars a season. He's having the time of his life right now, okay?
Yes,
and he's got an offensive coordinator that's going to make that Chargers offense electrifying. Out of the NFC, I like Chicago at home to beat the Eagles in the 2-7 matchup. They will move on. Dallas and Seattle, this one was a toss-up for me because I really do like Dallas a ton this year. And I don't know how good Seattle will be with some of the pieces they have lost. They have returned a decent amount, just not enough for me to be fully bought into Seattle as much. I mean, to be fair, last year I said they would finish last in their division. Oh, well,
it's weird that they won the Super Bowl. I feel like they're the most forgettable Super Bowl winner of all time.
One of them, to be quite frank. But when you have guys who are 35 and on their last leg and yet played like they were 25, that does help, for sure.
Yeah.
Specifically, you're talking to Marcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams. They both played very good last year. Obviously, we can talk about how their young defensive pieces obviously did too, but the fact that you had those guys playing elite level still kind of helped out that defense. I'm going Dallas at home. I think Dallas is going to be good enough, and I do think they'll get a playoff win here. So give me Dallas to move on. And in the 4-5, New Orleans versus Detroit. Tyler Shuck and the Saints are going to get it done at home. Give me the Saints. Give me
Oh,
the Saints to get a playoff win and move on to the divisional round, upsetting the Lions on home field turf. How about that?
38-year-old Tyler Shuck gets it done.
In his second year, man. Look at what he look at what he could do. Look at what he could do. All
That's
right.
terrible.
So I will say I had all home teams there win, which does scare me, but who knows? This could flip. Some of these teams could change around. But Spencer, your divisional round. Let's start on the AFC side, and we'll eventually work over to the NFC. Who you got winning your AFC divisional games?
In the first divisional game, I have the number 6 seeded Cincinnati Bengals headed to Houston to play the number 1 ranked Houston Texans. I have the Texans beating the Bengals. I think the Texans defense will be too much for the Bengals offense. The Bengals will get their points. And I think that the Texans offense will do enough against a Bengals defense, which is average at best. And then my second game I have is the number 4 Buffalo Bills heading to Baltimore to play the number 2 Baltimore Ravens. I have the Buffalo Bills going into M&T Bank Stadium and defeating the Ravens, and the Bills setting up a matchup with the Texans in the AFC title game. In the NFC, I have a divisional matchup of number 5 Seattle at number 1 LA Rams. I have the Rams defeating the Seahawks on home turf at SoFi. My other divisional game is the number 3 seeded Detroit Lions headed to Philadelphia to play the number 2 Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Lions winning that game because I don't think Jalen Hurts is as good as people think he is. And while the defense is good, the offense is very, very bad at times. Setting up the Lions and the Rams in the NFC title game.
Of course
I got
you would.
storylines.
Of course you would. Of
It's
course.
all about
you
storylines,
would,
baby.
man.
That's what it's about.
I can't believe you right now, dude. I cannot believe you. In my divisional round of the AFC, I have the Cincinnati Bengals going to Houston. And here's the thing, I think you disrespected Cincinnati just a tad, okay? Because
Oh, we had the same matchup.
we did. We had the exact same. You said the Cincinnati defense is average at best. I don't think they will be average at best this year. I do think they will drastically
They gave up
improve.
they gave up a bunch of yards to the Lions, third stringers, and
Dude,
they had their starters out there.
we know how bad it was. We know how bad it was. I do think they've made enough changes for them to be. And in fact, if
Sexy
you actually,
Dexy looks
if you,
huge and
if
not in a good way.
if you, yeah, you got a point there, but that's besides the point. He takes up so much space. It's okay. I do think they've made enough changes defensively that they're going to be just fine. If you look at their stats, actually last year they really weren't terrible. It wasn't a terrible defense. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
So I said average at best.
And here's the thing about Houston, okay? I love this defense. Absolutely love this defense. Will Anderson Jr. is a unit. I think Jalen Petrie is arguably the most underrated player in the entire sport in the league right now. Derek Stingley Jr. You can just keep rattling off anyone on the defensive line. Daniil Hunter. Just there's so much there.
Jordan Tutu.
I think Cincinnati's going to have enough because of the Houston offense. If CJ Stroud plays like he has, what we have seen out of him, I think Cincinnati would have enough, and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to make it back to the AFC Championship game.
Best franchise in Ohio gets it done. How about that? Crazy.
Other AFC matchup, number 1 Buffalo hosting the number 4 LA Chargers. Look, the Chargers are very good this year. It feels like the time for the Chargers. You got to get one win before you can get multiple. Give me Buffalo at home. And the Buffalo Bills will get back to an AFC title appearance. Sets up Cincinnati versus Buffalo for the right to go to Super Bowl 61. In the NFC, number 3 Dallas at number 2 Chicago. I know some people are kind of doubting Chicago a little bit right now because I think a lot of others are possibly overhyping Chicago just a tad. I like Chicago still. I like where they are right now. I do think Chicago will make the NFC title game. And then we have the Saints versus the Rams. I don't need to push the
Da,
Saints.
da, 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 da,
I
da,
I,
da.
I, don't- I,
How about them Saints?
I don't need to push the Saints propaganda as far
I
as
think you
I
should.
want to. It's the Rams.
Tyler Shuck is going into SoFi and planting the flag.
They could. What if they did, dude? What if they did? That'd be one of the greatest
Tyler
stories ever,
Shuck
bro.
is planting the flag at SoFi.
I mean,
There'll
Sam
be,
Darnold
there'll
just
be
won
more. There'll be more Saints fans there anyway.
There will be more Saints fans. You got a very, very good point. And honestly, we just saw Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl. Who says Tyler Shuck can't do it in year 2 as a NFL quarterback when he should be in like year 7? But that's not the point. We have our conference championship matchup set up. Spencer, who will play in Super Bowl 61?
Out of the AFC, I have the number 4 seeded Buffalo Bills headed to Houston to play the number 1 seeded Houston Texans. This would be an absolute amazing football game between two great teams. But I said it weeks ago in my bold takes. I have to stick with it. For the first time ever, a franchise that was born in 2002 and that has never made the Super Bowl is going to the Super Bowl. The Houston Texans will defeat the Buffalo Bills and go to Super Bowl 61 at SoFi. And Josh Allen does it again, what he always does.
Chokes when it matters most.
And in the NFC, an absolute emotional breakdown where I would need therapy. The NFC title game of the number 3 seeded Detroit Lions at the number 1 seeded Los Angeles Rams. I would need therapy. I would need alcohol. I would need a lot to get
You
through
don't need
this game.
alcohol. You'd need a massage probably, and maybe
I would
like
need a lot. This would be a lot of emotions at once.
maybe a shot or two. I don't condone it.
I want to say it, but I'm not. The Rams will defeat the Lions, and the
You gotta
Rams will
say it.
move on to
Back
Super
your
Bowl
Lions,
61. And once again, the Rams will have a home Super Bowl like they did 5 years ago. And it will be the Houston Texans versus the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 61, a battle of the number 1 seeds. Buys matter in the NFL. Getting the bye week in the wild card matters. Getting rest. I have Houston and LA.
Boo.
If Matthew Stafford
I am not pleased
eliminates
with you,
my
okay?
team from making a Super Bowl, I just want to let you know you won't hear from me for a long time.
He's just
You will
preparing
not hear
everyone.
from me for a long
You
time.
will hear him that exact week, okay? You will hear him that exact week. AFC Championship game, number 3 Cincinnati versus number 1 Buffalo in the new Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. This is the kind of game that Buffalo has been dreaming of, okay? Buffalo has just been yearning to make it back to a Super Bowl 4 in a row, and they just lose it every time, man. You've seen Josh Allen get close and just chokes it away. He just does every time. And that trend's going to continue because the Cincinnati Bengals are going to make it back to Super Bowl
Dude,
61.
what?
The Cincinnati Bengals
This is your right. Like, what?
are
This
going
is
to
Brown's
be
light. This is Brown's light. Why? Why? Okay. All right. All right.
the Cincinnati Bengals are making it to the Super Bowl. Okay. You're saying that, Spencer, and who did I predict in the AFC last year to make the Super Bowl? Do you remember?
No, I don't. The Bills?
No, I picked the Ravens. So it's a second year in a row we've
Oh
predicted
yeah,
an
you were
AFC North.
Rams Ravens, right?
It was Rams Ravens last year.
Mine was Lions Bills. I was 0 for 2.
I was almost 1 for 2. But this year I'm going 2 for 2. Because in the NFC, there's just no doubt this year. There is no doubt.
Although
Unequivocally, zero doubt. the Rams are going to make the Super Bowl this time. Okay?
Yeah.
They are getting there. And we're going to have a Super Bowl rematch between the Bengals and the Rams. And Bengals fans out there, we have a couple that are a part of the B&B family, will be having nightmares entering into the game before of what happened before. I already know. So, how about that? Again, a second year in a row, I've predicted an AFC North team to play the Rams in a Super Bowl. It's the outcome I've come to.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to go. The one thing I will say, can Aaron Donald make his decision already?
For the love of God,
This like
please.
flirtation thing of I might come back, oh I might not, oh I'm gonna go to the practice facility and walk around, oh I don't know. Like, dude, make up your mind. Either come back or don't. And I think we all think he's going to, but like this whole thing is just annoying. Just come back, get your mindset, get on the line, or don't. Just stop with this flirtatious thing you're doing. You're like teasing all of Los Angeles.
Yes.
All right. Super Bowl 61 in SoFi. The Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, the Rams are the best team in football. The Rams will win Super Bowl 61 in SoFi again. And Matthew Stafford will win another Super Bowl again.
And officially really retire as a Ram. And we'll
with
forget
the wrong
completely
team
about the Lions.
again. Let me emphasize, with the wrong team again. He will then go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a Los Angeles Ram, and I will want to cry my eyes out when I see that. So, yeah, the Rams are the best team in football. I don't know, man. They got so much firepower. I just don't see a world where they lose more than like 3 games all year.
It's so hard to envision it, right? Like, I think so I had predicted 14-3 in the regular season, just because teams just lose. You hardly see. We haven't seen a team since the 07 Patriots go undefeated in the regular season.
This would be the best. This would be the team to try to go undefeated. This would be the best chance in recent memory.
For sure. 100%. Absolutely agree with that. And my Super Bowl 61 prediction. A rematch between the Bengals and the Rams in SoFi Stadium again. Bengals fans.
Can we get the same halftime show as last time?
Please, actually, yes. I haven't even heard any like rumblings of who the halftime
who is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. This year. If it's Taylor Swift, I might, turn it off. But I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Taylor Swift. I know you might be a fan of the show, and if you aren't, you should subscribe to the channel, Taylor Swift. Okay. But
have you on for an interview?
Could discuss her Kansas City Chief fandom, or Taylor Kelsey, if you will want to call her that.
Who's your favorite Chief of all time, and why is it Eric Fisher?
Why is it Eric Fisher? I was personally thinking Dwayne Bowe, but that was my thought process there. Dwayne Bowe, and I mean, there's nothing that screams Kansas City Chief quite like listening to Jamal Charles announce a pick at the NFL draft. But what a running back. What a running back. One of the best of the 2010s. But anyway, the Bengals and the Rams in the Super Bowl. Who wouldn't have guessed me and Spencer predict another champion the exact same?
God. Oh my God.
The Los Angeles Rams will win Super Bowl 61. And
check on all your Bengals fans if this happens. Especially if it's the same way last time where Joe Burrow gets sacked on a 4th down at midfield.
You would hate to see it, right? The Bengals.
Burrow's retiring after that game, or he's requesting a trade.
He will be a Minnesota Viking by
March.
No,
don't bring that.
Exactly. He will be a Minnesota Viking.
Don't bring that to my division.
He will
can stay in the conference.
He will be
stay in the AFC.
And he is absolutely a Minnesota Viking quarterback if I ever saw a Kevin O'Connell quarterback. So we're putting that out there in the multiverse, okay? He is going to be an NFC North quarterbacks. That is our preseason NFL playoff Super Bowl predictions. I cannot wait to see how horribly correct we become at the end of the year.
You're right. It's going to be the Lions are winning the Super Bowl. It's just what's happening.
Lions-Browns will actually happen.
Yep. Lions-Browns. Shador. is going all the way, baby.
Shador versus whoever your backup quarterback is this year. I'm kind of blanking.
Luke
Luke
Altmaier.
Altmaier. Oh,
The
now,
pride and joy
that-
of Illinois.
one of our Bengal friends, right? That might haunt him more than seeing the Bengals lose in a Super Bowl is seeing Luke Altmaier play for a Super Bowl instead.
Shout out Luke Altmaier and Josh Dobbs, the pastronaut.
The pastronaut, man. He is going to lead the Lions.
We'll never forget
to victory.
that run he had with Minnesota.
I'll never forget the time he had a little bit of play for Cleveland, man. Oh, just absolute cinema watching him play in the preseason.
That is a NASA man right there. He's everything.
He is
Shout
everything.
out the pride and joy of Tennessee.
This is the part of the show, folks, where I tell our normal listeners, see, now, this is something we don't usually do. This is not a typical thing.
This is the most exciting part of the episode. You kidding me?
This is arguably the most exciting part of the episode. This is a nice fun little twist we're doing to wrap up our show today. If you are our average listener, you can tune out to this. I'm willing in letting you know. You guys are free to go. And if you haven't subscribed at this point, hit that push notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Go follow us on our social media pages at Ball N Beatz Media on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as well, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you do follow us and give us a star rating. But if you want to stay, we're not telling you have to leave. I'm saying you can leave. But this is for our Ball N Beatz friends, okay? This is for it all right?
I'm FaceTiming you because I won't be able to see the I won't be able to see.
Okay. So we're going to mute ourselves.
Yep.
And so, as you guys are here, all 13 members of the Ball N Beatz Fantasy League.
13.
This is the official draft wheel spin. Okay, so for the folks who aren't in the league and listening, we are doing our fantasy draft this weekend, okay?
Yeah.
We're in a 13-team league, and
share that screen, buddy.
the screen will be shared, but don't worry, because this will be screen recorded and on here, so people can watch the spinny wheel go and spin itself.
We're going to know before anyone else.
We will know before anyone else. So.
I can't wait to get 13.
You are going to get 13 better. You are. So I'm going to screen share is starting to share here. Okay. So the rules are, to all of our folks and our friends who are in the league and not in the league, when I spin the wheel, whoever it lands on, wait, that's the wrong one. Whoever it lands on, okay? Basically, the goal is to, whoever's last is first. So if it lands on you, it's not good.
Oh, yeah.
If it lands on you, you get that pick, okay? So our friends who are watching currently, who are a part of Ball N Beatz Media, or are also just acquaintances in our league. Shout out Alex Shear from the Max Sports Connection Pod. Shout out our friend Devon. Shout out Cameron Fonstock, Killer Cam. Y'all remember Anthony Krushka's had some fun with us. Andrew Hoffman, our beloved Adam Schefter. He is in here. Christian Demo, the legend himself.
The Christian show.
The air fryer man. That is Christian Demo.
Dude, I went back on that video.
Popeye's
That
biscuits.
video still has like 750 likes and 750 comments.
That will never change, too, by the way. One of our Bengal legends as well, outside of Andrew Hoffman, AJ Perry. The beloved Aaron Lobenstein. The legend himself, 2K Dyllie. Our beloved editor. Our beloved music man. We love you, 2K Dyllie. And an OG member. Our OG man himself, Alan Woodson III.
Mm-hmm.
And the beloved hot takes, if you will. Were they hot? I don't know.
Were they cold?
I think they were ice cold sometimes, Alan. And I hope you're listening right now, because Alan, comment down below your hottest take of the football season while you're watching this, okay?
The Rams will have a good team.
All right. We are screen recording actively now, and the first spin is going to commence. with the 13th pick, it will belong yet again to Christian Demo. Okay. That is so unfortunate, dog. I am so sorry. But Christian Demo, you have the 13th pick after originally having the 14th pick. So for context, we had
That's
one
hilarious.
of our beloved friends drop out. So
That's hilarious. It happened again.
Christian, you have the 13th pick. So you
Ooh.
have the last and first picks in the BNB fantasy draft. Pick number 12. Let's screen record this. Just recall it. Pick number 12 belongs to 2K Dyllie. 2K Dyllie, the editor who said he would try and edit this in and make it rigged so it looks like he has the first pick. That sadly will not happen to you, David.
Sounds like Josh Allen will be at pick 12.
Josh Allen will be pick 12. It's an annual thing. Yeah. So, David, you are at pick number 12. And so Cassie does get her wish. Cassie, his beloved fiance, she will be able to pick ahead of him. So maybe Josh Allen goes ahead just out of spite. Just out of spite. You never know. Pick number 11. He will not be happy because he had a decent pick. Is Anthony Krushka at pick number 11. The new WXUT station manager in his senior year. How about that? Shout out Mr. Krushka. All the work that brother is doing over there at WXUT, the University of Toledo. We salute you, my friend. Absolute grind. Met him as a freshman. One of the first, when we were over there at WXUT, one of the first youngins to really get involved with the station. And he has fully worked his way, almost became sports director, but he's worked his way all the way up to station manager. We salute the work you're doing, brother, and keep on doing it. Keep on putting in the good work, my friend. Good things are coming for you. Pick number 10. Wheel is spinning. Screen is recording. Allen Woodson the third. Patrick Mahomes is going 10th overall in our fantasy.
Yes, he is. Team Kansas City.
People are going to say we're going to somehow be you and I at number 2 and number 1, and they're going to be like, oh, it's rigged. The system is rigged. It won't happen.
Collusion.
Collusion is existing right now.
Collusion at its finest.
We are at number 9. Pick number 9. So people who are left, it is me, it is Spencer, it is Aaron Lobenstein, it is AJ Perry, Andrew Hoffman, Cameron Fonstock, Alex Shear, Devon Jucatan, and Cassie Graceffo. It's really Cassie Linares, but it's Graceffo for now still. Pick number 9. It appears it is going to be Cam Fonstock, pick number 9. Shout out our resident Chargers fan, our Florida State fan, but more than anything, our Duke Blue Devil basketball man. That is Cam Fonstock. That young brother's got a lot going for him. An absolute winner is Cameron Fonstock. 8 picks remaining. And I can hear the comments and I can hear the hatred coming from everybody already that we're still available, that both of us are. But here we are, the 8th pick. We're spinning the wheel. Oh, it might be one of us. It might be one of us.
Oh,
it's not. It is Aaron Lobenstein. We almost got one of us to get out the way, and the collusion talks continue. Aaron at pick number 7.
I feel like we have to redo this if it's me and you. It's 1 and 2. Because they're going to be so mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that pick number 7? Yeah, it is.
Yep. Aaron was 8.
Okay. I wonder, it feels weird because I have 7 available. Maybe I had the wheel wrong. It's really...
Yeah, this is pick 7,
That's
right?
pick 7, yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. All right. Pick 6.
6. Is it 7?
Thought that was 7. We'll figure it out in post. Okay, we'll figure it out in post which one you really are. I think this should be 6 or 7.
Well, there's 7 spots left.
I know there's 7 spots left, but hold on. Timeout.
This would be pick 7 because whoever gets this is the 7th pick.
Timeout. 13, 12, 11. You're right. That was pick 8. I think I said it wrong last time. That's what threw me off. So this is pick 7.
Yep.
This is pick 7. This is the real pick 7. Spinning the wheel. It's recording now. Ooh, that was too close for comfort. It's Cassie Graceffo. Pick number 7. Dead center almost. All right. 6 spots left. Our one female is gone in the entire group.
Dang.
And we have the 2-headed horsemen of Logan and Spencer still available. Still available here. Alex Shearer is back in the running again. Andrew Hoffman, AJ Perry, Devon Jucatan.
I picked, I think 9 or 10 last time.
Mine was 12. Mine was like, I think I was dead center. I think I was 6 last time myself. So, but this is the real one. This is the real one. Who gets pick number 6? Spinning now. Pick number 6. Is it Andrew? Is it AJ? It's going to be AJ Perry at number 6. Shout out.
You can't even tell because it's the same color.
The same color. That was real tight. That one was real tight. But
you and Devon are the only white ones left. Oh, Paul.
What do you mean by that? The only white ones left.
The only white ones we have left are.
The top 5 is here. And sadly, me and Spencer are absolutely here. So I know everyone in the group right now is literally rioting as we speak. They are calling this the most rigged election, if you will.
The most rigged election of all time.
But here we are. The top 5 is here. Number 5, who's it going to be? It's going to be one of us. And it's going to be the commish himself, Logan McCrory, at pick number 5. It's all right. It's unfortunate. I was hopeful that was you, but that's okay. We're in the top 4.
Come on, big money.
I think 5's a respectable spot where people can say, you know what, this wasn't corrupt after all. Okay? It's not corrupt. It's not, all right?
Where's the corruption? I don't know what you're talking about.
Number 4. Spencer, Devon, Alex, or Andrew? Who will it be? Wheel spinning. Oh, it was close. But Devon Jucatan, who got the first overall pick in the previous one, is going to be at number 4. I still think he'll be happy with that. It's a pretty respectable spot.
Pretty respectable. Loved by his peers.
Okay. We're down to the final 3. One guy who had the first or second pick the first time, and then had the 13th pick the second time. And the third time is the charm. He is in the top 3. We have our beloved Andrew Homan and my beloved co-host here, Spencer Contavious, Caldwell Pope Gallup. Who will get pick number 3?
Come on, big money, big money, big money, big money.
I don't know if it's big money, brother. I don't know if it's big money, brother. I don't know if it's big money. It's Spencer at number 3.
I'll take it.
Spencer gets the 3rd overall pick. And that leaves us with 2. That leaves us with 2 A names. We know too many people with the letter A to begin their name. Have you noticed that? Half the league is people with A to start their name. And Andrew Hoffman, I know, will be really happy when he watches this back because he is here in the top 2. Alex Shearer, our beloved Mac man himself, and Andrew Hoffman to settle it here. Who will be pick number 2? Okay.
Wow.
Andrew Hoffman is pick number 2, which means
Action reigns supreme.
Maction is better than all. That means Alex Shearer, our beloved, you are the winner and have the first overall pick in the Ball N Beatz Fantasy Draft on Saturday night, the night this episode will be aired out to everybody.
Prime time.
Prime time, Alex Shear. Well, that's been our fantasy draft. Spencer was along for the ride. He got to see there was not collusion or corruption, and it was perfectly fair. It's perfectly
fair, like all elections are.
And that's going to wrap up this beloved episode here of the Scoop and Score Football Show. For the folks who did choose to stay and watch that, who are not a part of the league, we appreciate the love anyway. Okay? And since you have made it this far, and even if the people who are watching this and actually are a part of the league, and if you're not subscribed, 1, shame on you. 2, you should go do that with our other followers, our other viewers, and go subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the push notification bell to stay up to date on all of our new videos. Make sure you follow us on our social media channels if you have not yet, at Ball N Beatz Media on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And make sure, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you give us a star rating and follow us there as well. Spencer, I know it's a long night, but we're done. We're here. Episode come, episode is gone. Fantasy draft is set for all the folks a part of Ball N Beatz Media. We'll see you there on Saturday, and enjoy this fun weekend. We are so close to football, folks. We are in the single digits when this episode airs. We're in the single digits before legit football matters. Records will indeed matter at this point. Week 0 football. We will have weekly picks next week to finally predict. It's back. For Spencer, I am Logan. We will see you guys on the next episode. Take care. Peace out.